Why am I paying for this? What am I doing? Hello and welcome to Outside the Fox, where we explore what's happening online and why it matters. I'm Kim Horcher.
My name's AJ Patel, and Kim,
Yes,
I have a very important question as always.
as always.
When did we lose putting our personal touch on the internet?
I think we realize people have bad taste. No, I don't know,
Really?
actually.
Because I miss going to someone's personalized website, or maybe their social media page, and a random Ludacris song would start playing, or a
Sure.
Britney Spears jam.
Sure.
I could see your top 8 friends.
You gotta rank them.
You were telling me
Friendship works.
you were telling me you have a website.
I have a personal
used to.
website. No,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
But I haven't edited it in years. I just pay for the domain and I pay for the upkeep, and it just sits there, and I don't do anything with it. And
Interesting.
it's not the best. It's a little when a few years ago they were like, you gotta have a website to show off what you can do. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I put my reel up and I update the reel, I change the URL.
Sure.
But everything else is the same. I don't think I wrote that I work on this show on my website. Because it's been years, AJ. I
Right.
don't edit it.
How do you keep up to date with it?
Well, people don't even go there. Like they'll go to my social media. So why bother? Why am I paying for this? What am I doing?
I think that's just how things have shifted now.
Yeah. There's something called pull media, which is kind of the old style, which relies on readers actively requesting or demanding it, like a web search. And then there's push media, which you don't find it finds you. And I think there was a transition in there somewhere where one started getting more traffic than the other. And I think just people didn't want to focus their efforts on something that was going to give them minimal returns. It's pretty,
Yeah.
it makes sense when you break it down that small.
Luckily, today we are joined by Purya Arab. He is a senior product manager of Solo, a web creation tool at Mozilla. Purya, welcome to the show.
Hey Jay, thank you for having me.
So from what I understand, Solo is an AI website builder. Could you tell us more about it?
For sure. We call it a website creator because we want to put the emphasis on the creator, the person behind the tool. So I'll explain it like you're 5. You go to the website, you put in your business name, description, you pick a color you like, a font, and that's it. Your website is ready. In just like less than 10 seconds, you got a full-blown mobile responsive website that you can share with your clients and start getting views on Google and all the clicks that you're looking for.
Interesting. So my question is, how did this idea come about? And maybe how long ago did you join this project and team?
I personally joined in less than a year ago, but the product's been in beta for almost 2 years right now. Since inception, the core idea was that the big incumbents like Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, they're super complex. It's not easy for your average folk, your mom and pop business owner to just like create a website. They need to like hire an agency, pay X thousands of dollars, or find a tech buddy to do it. But right now we're just like democratizing access to the website creation itself.
Is there a kind of community that has embraced it?
It's been fairly spread out. We've noticed adoption amongst communities in the US, particularly folks of trade, even a number of Twitch streamers who've been using it to broadcast their videos and promote their shareables online.
So Purya, why do you feel like people stopped creating their own websites?
I feel like it started back when Facebook started booming. The part that Web 2.0 started blooming, and everyone jumped on the next big social network trying to see what their friend is having for lunch, or spying on their ex-boyfriend on Instagram, and trying to like fit in into the culture. And I feel like at that point, people kind of left searching on Google gradually. So right now it's huge, right? People are talking about it. You go to TikTok to search for the next best restaurant, or on Instagram, like where are my friends eating? But this was a gradual shift from search to social. And I feel like at that point, people started to embrace less about a fixed platform, but more of a dynamic area that they could contribute with their own taste, images, videos. and potentially in the future, like VR videos on Instagram.
So when people got away from having their own personal touch and moved to some of these more centralized, like you said, Facebook, where the party was happening on writing on people's walls in the Messenger app, right? I guess the
Sure.
app came a little bit later. Do you feel like the discoverability became a little bit greater than when I used to have to manage my own website and I was now part of this larger platform?
For sure, because when Google started, and I don't want to get too technical, but Google is crawling the whole website, and they have their own proprietary algorithm behind the scenes, and they say like, if you meet these criteria, I'll show you to these many people. So if you're a plumber, for example, and you use the word plumber on your website, people searching for plumber, the website will show up. On Instagram and Facebook, these curated social networks, there were clusters of people formed around hashtags or formed around search of a specific term or your friends or people you're following. So you could potentially target your ICP, your ideal customer, much easier compared to like competing with like millions of websites online. So your competition kind of got smaller. And this was initially when it started. And right now, I feel like competition has heated up in the social networks.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that the SEO permanence was like an issue, especially for small business owners.
I think it's only like it's made it, like you said, so much more difficult now that everyone can be discovered. Because I have to go against, maybe before when I had my own website, it might have been 10 people, and now that this discoverability is there, I'm going against 100 or 1,000. So I can definitely see how that has become much more difficult.
So we get lots of support emails through Solo, and these are like small business owners like mentioning, how can we get our website seen, or how can we get more clients in, etc. And we do recommend them to put their website on their socials, just because that's the best place that people can find them. But I also do tell them, do not just have an Instagram page or a Facebook page, because you're essentially building on rented land. Imagine you're building your ideal mansion on a beachfront, but anytime somebody can come and kick you out because you don't own that platform, but you own your website.
Does traffic to such personal sites or pull media, is it reduced from what it used to be, or do you have information on that?
100%. ChatGPT, AI, they've impacted the traffic going towards individual websites online because they're capturing all the attention. And in general, people just like are afraid of ads online. So if you go Google plumbers in San Jose, for example, the first 5 options are probably ads. Some people hate them. Some people click them because they don't see the word ad. But now people are looking for the personal touch. So which plumber is my friend using, which my neighbor is using. So I'm just going to go to them and get a personal referral, or just send me their WhatsApp number or Instagram page. Traffic has certainly reduced, and it's being spread out into multiple channels online.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the ownership that I get to have when I create my website on Solo? So, am I controlling more of like the traffic share? Maybe it becomes also like a revenue share. Do I have different metrics I can look at? Whereas maybe on a different platform, I would have to pay a premium subscription for.
Absolutely. So when you go through the onboarding process on soloist.ai/onboarding, I feel like the link will be somewhere in this video. You get your created website and you can publish it. So we give you a fully published website on the soloist.ai handle that you can start using and share out. Like it takes less than a minute to like get the handle out and stuff. Secondly, you can connect your own custom domain. So think aj.com, for example. If you do own that domain, I feel like it'll be super expensive, but you can connect that domain to your website for free. The other competitors like Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, all of them do charge a premium fee for the custom domain connection. So you can get a published handle for free. You own your own custom domain and you can connect it for free. Any images you upload, you have the ownership, the design, the copyright. And we're exploring a feature to let you actually export the website as an HTML. So you can take it anywhere you like. And we're trying to give you as much ownership and and control as you can without overwhelming you with like, oh, I don't know web design. Should I use a 2-column layout, or where should I put the button, or this and that? We're trying to make it easier for you.
So if I already have a website and it's myname.com and it's hosted somewhere else, can I just easily port it over?
You can. We have an option where you can enter the link of your existing website, Facebook page, or even Yelp page, and it would just like extract the text content from your website and recreate it for you. And then all you have to do is change the records for your domain to connect it to Solo. And we have like in-depth guides and screen recordings on how to do that, and email and one-on-one calls. So we're here to help you if you can't figure all that out.
Puria, you mentioned a little bit about like the onboarding of let's say a new customer that comes and wants to make their own website. Is there a resource that maybe like, let's say I, after the show, go there and there's a way that I can easily pick up on certain tools or things that, whatever it is other creators are using that I can kind of just piggyback on and create my own website?
For sure. I mean, you're welcome to use Solo if you like. You go through the onboarding, business name, description, color, font. That's it. You got your website, and you can edit it right from the designer, or go through support to see like what are some tips our designer has provided to like help guide you to make the perfect website for you.
In terms of trends that have come and gone, do you see things like blog rolls and guest books coming back?
You never know. So what's old is new. And there was this book, I think it was called How to Go Viral or something, where you combine something retro with something new. We've enabled kind of older web design patterns, for example, in some of the editor of certain sections, just so some users who are coming from like the pre-Facebook era, and they remember how the websites look like, they might want to recreate some of those. We have the options, and we also have the modern options. So I don't know. Anything is possible. They might make a comeback anytime.
It's a very diplomatic answer.
I guess, Puria, important question. Did you have your own website, I guess, pre-Facebook era?
Pre-Facebook era, I wasn't born. No, just kidding.
No.
I no, I maybe a fun fact. How I ended up landing the role at Solo was using Solo to make a website for myself. And I convinced my 6, 7-year-old niece, with the consent of their parents, of course, to try out Solo, and just to show like even a 6, 7-year-old can make a website. So if you're a whatever old small business owner, it's totally easy for you. We use OpenAI APIs in the backend, and it's not the state of the art. It's not the latest, fanciest, highest context model for those technical folks out there, but it does the job. We're exploring possibly adding AI image generation as part of the premium offering that we're hoping to offer by the end of the year. And so that's the main core. The main core AI is in the onboarding. After that, we enable the user to take on the edits, to tailor it to their own liking. Just because if I say I want a plumber website, and 1,000 other plumbers come in and create a website, they'll all kind of look the same. They'll have the randomness and the taste that we enter via the AI, but ultimately you want to tailor it to your own audience and your own neighborhood and your own customers.
Okay, Puria, I have another question for you. If there was one thing you could change about the internet today, what would it be?
I would say just keep it free and accessible. I feel like when it started, Web 1.0, it was quite open. Everyone could have their own server, and you hosted your own email and all your data. And gradually, Facebook, Web 2.0 came in. The doors started closing in. Web 3.0, we're going to skip that part. Web 4.0, the AI era, I feel like the doors are closing. You don't have access to your own personal information as much. Privacy is an afterthought, and I just hope it would stay free and accessible.
I wholeheartedly agree. An open internet is one of the most important things there is, in my opinion. Puria, thank you so much for coming by and telling us more about Solo and the possibilities it offers.
Thank you, Kim and AJ. Thank you for having me.
For our audience, we want to know from you, what is something that you miss about the early days of the internet? Let us know in the comments.
Subscribe to the channel and be sure to download Firefox because you know it's the best. We'll see you next time.